Welcome to the United Palace of Spiritual Arts, here in New York City's Washington Heights. The theater opened in 1930 as a vaudeville house and a movie palace, a legacy we are proud to continue by serving the local and global communities as a spiritual center and entertainment hub. Today, we are excited to draw from both our spiritual and artistic sides as we bring our dear friend Sister Jenna to the stage to release her remarkable docufilm, Zoom Meditation. Hi, I'm Bishop Heather Shea of the United Palace of Spiritual Arts. We are thrilled today to have Sister Jenna joining us. Sister Jenna is someone who continues to create, elevate, and meditate on what's next. She hosts a weekday show titled The Next Normal, and she is the founder and director of the Brahma Kumari's Meditation Museums in the nation's capital. She is also the host of the popular American Meditating radio show. She also has found herself birthing new talents, and in particular, today and here tonight, for the first screening of her docu-movie production, Zoom Meditation. Welcome, Sister Jenna.
Thank you, and I'm so glad to be here with you and all of you for this. I guess I'll just say one of the gifts that have emerged from this pandemic. So thanks for having me, Heather, and it's so beautiful to be doing this at the United Palace. I have no words to express how touched I am.
Thank you. Well, you mentioned the pandemic. It's really taken us through a lot over the couple months, and we've learned a lot. And you recently produced your most recent docu-movie, Zoom Meditation. So tell us about it.
Well, like so many of us, we're stuck at home, and both of our meditation museums in Washington, D.C. are closed. So the whole question is, what do we do? Online, okay, fine. We were accustomed to doing some element of online programs anyway at our meditation museums. But then we were thinking about, just hosting a lot of meditation programs on Zoom. And I thought about, well, this is just to a very limited or small community. And we're at a particular point where we're needing to find some of our own skills and qualities and things that maybe we have often dreamt of wanting to do. And one of the things that I'm fascinated by is about filmmaking or putting stories together. And so I decided to select a few of our Zoom meditations with folks who've maybe never meditated before, some who have meditated before, to join me and actually record this whole process of how can people actually come on a Zoom setting and meditate or even find themselves. So it in a sense, Heather, it's kind of really amateur, but I'm not worried about that. To me, what this is focusing on is basically to inspire everyone out there to say you can put something together based on just your faith in yourself, your belief in yourself, create things, bring the family together, put stories together, share your stories with the world, especially if it's positive. And so when I actually finally finished this, I was amazed at how it turned out. It's sweet, everyone. It's sweet and it's simple. But I like that because we don't have Black Panthers anymore. We don't have big, blockbuster movies like Batman. But now we have Zoom meditation.
And it is sweet and it's extraordinary. And our audience tonight is really in for a treat. It is so heartwarming and so needed at this time. And say a little bit more of that, because I've known you for a while, and you do extraordinary work globally, and you've worked with the top names in industry, Oprah and all. And yet you're saying, well, I'm going to do a Zoom movie. I mean, that takes a lot of guts, lady. Like to just say, I'm going to try.
I am nowhere in the categories of the Oprahs and the Owns and the Whoopies and all of these people. And so I think one of the things that we are learning about this pandemic and this particular environment that we're in, we don't have to keep supporting the illusion. And I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone out there. There's been a lot of pump in movie making, and that's fine. And everything is so big and amazing and stupendous. And then there's so many people that have bought into that. I mean, just look at what's happening in America. A very big part of America, unfortunately, are not able to think for themselves and make a decision that would move us more towards peace. And so I think also, in part, that's because we've been so conditioned to see big, massive stories that make you fantasize about a life that's bigger than yours. And then you go home or you turn to your spouse or your partner and you feel like you're living this really mediocre, average life. And it makes you sometimes get frustrated, angry. It serves like the energy of depression because you feel like you're never enough. This little 1 hour docufilm is about saying you are enough. And what are the tools that you already have at home that you can put together and share your story with humanity as a gift, something that can uplift or inspire people. So, that's where I feel like I'm not worried about the way the whole world says, well, it's not like, what this does or that does. No, I get it. I'm not competing with the world. I'm basically sharing something from my heart. And I was just saying, wow, there's so many people looking for themselves in this little box called Zoom. This is fascinating. And that's really the genesis that pushed me to saying, let's produce something about this.
Say just a little bit more about that, because we use the term spiritual artistry and how one can create and bring forth something in terms of something within yourself, but also access someone else. And and I noticed in the magnificent poster, you're having the concept of you are a soul. Now for our networks, many of them respond to that, and there might be somebody who just clicked in, going, I would like to learn more. How can this help me now during this very difficult time?
Beautiful. One of the things, I do carry a sort of, many years of my spiritual practice, but I don't generally like to impose what I believe to be true. And what I'm more curious about is what other people's truths are. And in the docufilm, you'll find that a young boy at 11 would share about his aspect of meditation. A family was, sharing about their aspect of meditation using scientific gadgets and so on. And I think when I listen to everyone, it's all coming from the soul. And so when we're able to truly just tap into the world behind our eye, we get to realize that the real work when we're doing meditation, whether you're looking at it or dealing with it in a Zoom box or just sitting at home by yourself, the real work starts behind your eye, the soul, the being. And of course, it's my wish that everybody reaches a place of deep acceptance and worth and peace of who one is so that we can live a more soul-conscious and vibrant existence. That's my pure wish. And just about anything that I decide to do or touch, it has the intention and the fragrance that may you realize that you really are a peaceful soul, and may you have a deep, intimate relationship with the divine. And it doesn't have to be public, but it should be lived, and it should be expressed in your behavior.
It's beautiful. And again, for those who are tuning in for the first time and they've heard about this thing, meditation, or they're just looking for something right now, which so many people are, and the word meditation scares them, can you explain a little bit what that is, or how to do it, or how to make it more accessible for people who may not be there yet?
First, I think it's just been the promotion of meditation that has gotten the bad rap. But historically, prophets and sages have been meditating, and it's in just about every scripture that prophets have meditated on the mount, right? And I feel that if we were conditioned to see somebody in a sort of interesting looking robe, which they wore back in the day, or they're, moving with beads or doing fires or whatever, people tend to question, well, I don't know if I can meditate. I think other misconception about meditation is that when you meditate, you empty your mind. I have no idea how anyone does that. I just think it's impossible because you're a soul and you have this beautiful narrative inside. The only thing you wish to empty is waste and negative thinking. So when you're actually meditating, the intention and the effort or the aim is to get rid of all of the pattern, the thought forms of waste and negative thoughts. Now, waste and negative thoughts are connected to a very limited interpretation that you hold for yourself. And once you can break the pattern of that thought form, you are totally free. So the whole benefit and the practice of meditation is so vital. And in the Zoom meditation docufilm, you'll observe so many people having different forms in which they meditate to find themselves or to find some sort of an inner peace.
How wonderful, especially during this time of such fear and so many negative thoughts holding people back and holding them back from not realizing how magnificent they truly are and their potential and the possibilities. So what a real gift. And what do you hope that people get out of your fabulous new Zoom and docu-movie?
For them to become more sincere, genuine, humble, not buying to the hype out there that we've been gifted with for so long. I think the particular pandemic and times have now given us a reset button to just go back to what is real and what is true. And I also wish for everyone to choose to incorporate some aspect of meditation, prayer, introspection into their lives so that they can feel the fragrance of living. They can begin to really tap into the essence of why they're here, and they can really begin to enjoy each other, not based on hurting and speaking unkind and being aggressive, but really being able to just tap into those virtues and qualities of another person and really begin to enhance the vibrations of peace and love and kindness on the planet, which are not small vibrations, especially now. They're not tiny. Those are huge because we need them so much now. So I'm just hoping people will come away just feeling very natural, very normal, no hype, no depression. But this is the way to be. Normally in tuned, aware, introspective, but also open to growth and open to change.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Well, folks, I'm ready, and I imagine you are too.
I am so excited. This is so cool. I love it.
This is fun, and thank you so much for coming to us. We are the United Palace of Spiritual Arts in Washington Heights, and as I mentioned before, we are a theater. And we are one of the few movie theaters and legendary movie theaters that is open, that is thriving, that is present, that is serving our community here in Washington Heights, serving the global community. And right now, it's wonderful to release films on Zoom until we can welcome everybody back into our 3,400 seats, which we look forward to happening in the meantime. So as we would say, it's your last chance now to go to the concession, which is probably your kitchen, go to the bathroom, turn off your cell phones, sit back with your friends, family, pet, or yourself and join us. And feel free to call up some friends and watch this on Facebook right now at the United Palace or America Meditating. Thank you for joining us.
And don't forget the popcorn.
And don't forget the popcorn.
Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating. So I've invited a few friends from around the world to really come on board and just talk about their techniques of meditation. What are their thoughts about meditation from individuals from 11 years old to much more than that in their 70s and 80s will be joining us. There'll be people who have meditated and some who have never meditated, but who are just curious. As for me, meditation has calmed me down. I was always a very hyper little girl, and from even running 2 very successful nightclubs and traveling the world and doing so much in life, I have learned that when I practice to go inwards and focus on the soul and have a deeper relationship with Source, with God, and do things and still be engaged in life, I can still bring some peace and power to the atmosphere. That's one of the reasons I meditate. I meditate because I want the world to be a better place, because I want to be better. And I hope that this particular segment and this particular few moments that we're going to spend together, hearing voices from all over the place talk about what meditation has meant to them. Meditation is key. It's all about remembrance, to remember who you really are and why you're here. So I hope you enjoy this. Om Shanti. As I sit here in quiet reflection, I'm reminded how my thoughts create my reality. I've accepted that I am what I am because of what I think. So what if for this moment I choose to let go of my various attachments to physical forms that have limited my potential and my capacity? What if I chose to be free from limitations of thinking? So just for a little while, I invite you to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And imagine for a moment, what if I no longer had an attachment to my name? How would that feel? What if I let go of the awareness of the gender? What if I let go of the roles that I play, the titles that I own? What if I decided to release thinking of myself as a religion, a language, a nationality? What if I choose to just let go of the name, gender, role, title, religion, language, nationality, and let go of the awareness of the body? How would I feel? Who would think of me in this awareness? And who would I think of? I would think of God. And God's remembrance would fall on me. And I, the living soul, would be completely free. let me just sit in this moment for a little longer. And just be free. Now gently bring back the awareness of your gender, language, nationality, title, role, name, religion, whatever. Bring it back to your awareness and see if you can bring the experience of freedom and peace as you go out into the world and play your various parts. Om Shanti. Hi, how was your meditation today?
Good.
Good. So now you've been with us for the last few weeks, and I wanted to find out, what is your interest in meditation? Because you're going to be 11 pretty soon, and not everybody at that age wants to meditate. And I'm curious, what is the reason that you're interested in meditation?
Well, I'm interested in it because I'm usually stressed out now and that with homework. My little brother gets me. So I thought meditation would be good because it'll help me get under control and won't how do I put it? Start doing my brother the evil eye. He gets really
That's great. Does it relax you?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Does it help you with your studies?
Always.
Good. Well, we're really, really glad to hear that.
I'm stuck in a tough question. I say in my head, meditation stuff.
Okay.
It helps me concentrate.
Good. Those are important qualities as a young child growing up. So thank you for participating in our project, and I'm wishing you all the best and special birthday greetings. Do we have any families that actually do meditation together? Lana, I was told that you got your husband, you've got your daughters, everyone's getting caught up in meditation. You want to tell us a little bit about what that's been like?
Thank you. I am very, very happy because for me personally, as scary as this pandemic is, it has been a blessing. And I got my family together. We all have been trying to meditate separately. I've been meditating for about 18 years in my life, not consistently, on and off. And I needed to bring my girls on, and needed to bring my husband on. And this past 2.5 months gave me that opportunity. And this is the best thing that happened to us as a family. Sasha, my daughter, she's 12 years old. She came to me 2 weeks after we were on a lockdown, staying at home, and she said, "Mom, I feel more anger inside, and I don't know why." My children are homeschooled already for a few months. She's a gymnast. She does her gym at home on Zoom. We've been all, as everybody else, the rest of the American world, we've been all at home. And she comes and she says, "Mom, I feel more anger. I don't know what to do with it. I don't understand it." She's a happy child. We call her a happy child. Would you like to share?
Well, when I heard about the pandemic, I thought it wasn't going to be a big deal. But then, after they started shutting down the countries and everything, I got, scared. And I felt angry and anxiety rushed over me.
Right.
And before the pandemic even started, I didn't meditate every day. But then during the pandemic, when I went to my mom, she told me to try to meditate every day. And I felt better, so now I meditate every day, and it made me feel good.
Excellent. Now, your other sister and your dad also meditates. What's that like? Do you all sit together at the same time?
You want to answer? No. My husband was the last one to join in, and actually, together with girls, we bought him Muse. I think somebody, Craig or somebody already.
Craig was talking about that. Yeah.
We use the Muse application because my husband is a science guy, and in January, when for his birthday, he got this gift. We all fight for it because we all absolutely love it, and it shows all those lines. And we have a competition basically every day going on. Who got more birds? Who got more lines? Who got deeper? Sometimes Sasha wins. Sometimes my husband wins. Sometimes I win. And recently my other Giselle has been winning. So it has been an ongoing active meditation, which makes me extremely happy. And I honestly didn't know that we have a subject of fear today. I was a little bit unprepared for that, and I can tell you that I personally have been battling fear for the most of my life. I'm an emotional person, and people used to tell me that I look and feel very together in public, but inside of me there are storms, and nobody knows about it. But then you come home and you have to deal with all that. And I feel that fear is absolutely paralyzing.
Yes.
When you have fear and you feel that those anxieties, and for whatever reason, and everybody has their own things going on in life, but I think when we feel fear, whether it's you or it's me, we can't move forward. Adrenaline is that rush, and it destroys our health.
Right.
It destroys our mental health and physical health.
It breaks down your immune systems.
The immune system. And when this pandemic happened, I got my family together, and I said, why don't we try group meditation? Because in group meditation we can support each other, we're stronger together, we can lift each other. If my husband was shy a little bit because he joined us later, then all of a sudden when we sat down in a group and meditated, we all felt that energy. And we were all lifting each other. And at the end of the meditation, we're all smiling. And the next day, I watch my family. My husband is calm. His thoughts are in order. He can start his day. Meditation stays with you.
Yes.
I know that in one of the programs, your sister Jenna mentioned that if I skip a meditation, it's harder to get back on track. And that's what I've learned in this 2.5 months, to be consistent.
Yes.
And miracles started happening.
Yes. Very good.
Miracles for girls, for me, for my husband. Very happy. And I can tell you that as a family, we started 2 months ago with fear. What is going to happen? How we're going to live? What's going to happen to us? And as many families, I can tell you that we lost our business. We are struggling financially. Girls haven't seen their friends in almost 3 months. We haven't seen our family. Our grandparents allow us to see them through a window. So we're experiencing every single thing that every family
that everyone's going through.
But I can tell you that we will come out happy.
I know you will, because the fact that you guys are doing this together, there's no doubt that something beneficial will come out of this. And I want to thank you for sharing. And Sasha, you're so sweet. Thank you for participating with this. And may you continue to meditate and keep uplifting your entire family as well, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. It was so sweet, sweet. Sandy, you were sharing that you've had some struggles with meditation and what meditation means. Would you like to share about what you've often thought meditation has meant to you and why you think it's so difficult? Welcome.
Yes, I feel like as though your message today was written for me.
Oh, really?
Fear in the future, yes, I was very drawn to that. I've been interested in meditation for many years and have taken a few classes, and I have gotten some CDs and things like that. for the reason that I deal with a lot of anxiety and worry and obsessive thinking, worrying about things that you have no control over.
Right.
And, it's always like meditation will really help you. But when I have had the opportunity to try it, I'm not sure that I can turn my mind off. I am listening to it, but there are things going through my mind, and I can't really truly focus because I'm very aware that I'm meditating. I have the feeling that I should just be, paying attention to nothing around me. So it's a problem that I have, but I really, really want to learn to do it.
Yeah, I think what happens is that we have this myth, Sandy, that when you meditate, we're supposed to stop thinking. And I feel that makes it very difficult for anyone to embark on meditation. But let's reimagine that meditation is to be aware of all those thoughts. But now let me choose a thought. For example, today's topic is on moving into the future without fear. What would it be like if I chose to not think I won't have enough money when the country opens up? And that's a form of meditation because you've shifted your thought, which is more of a lower vibration. Oh my God, what's going to happen? I don't know if I'm going to make it. It's getting worse. Versus, okay, if thoughts manifest and create realities, what do I have to lose if I think in a way that I want to manifest my reality, right? So that's a new way of looking at meditation, that it really is just to become aware of your thoughts and to be mindful of which thoughts do you want to serve so that they can come into your future.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sister Jenna.
Thank you so much for joining us on this, all right? Really appreciate your voice. Is John available? I'd love to go to John and maybe have him share his experience of his breakout room, as well as what has been this COVID process been like for you, John. John, welcome to your Zoom meditation.
Hi guys, my name is John. I'm 28. I'm in Denver, Colorado, and it's amazing that the topic is making peace with our past, because that's something specifically that I've been struggling with over the past couple of months. And meditation has been one of the fastest working mechanisms that I've been able to work with and explore and learn from than anything else I've been able to do so far. And wow. I agree with what you said earlier, and I think that, I'm a very busy person. I feel like I'm always going 20 different ways from Sunday, but I feel like when things became quieter outside my house, and I feel like the less activity I saw on the streets, the more attention and the louder and more vibrant things happened inside my head.
Wow. And
there were aspects of that were great. They let me get back into sketching and being creative and playing music badly and just having fun and kind of exploring that. But also things bubble up that I had thought that I'd forgotten, or at least that I had hoped that I had forgotten. And when those things arise, I don't know if the circumstances, if they weren't the way that they are now, I don't know if I would have given myself the time and the value to work through those in a healthy way. And I think that meditation and the teachings that I've learned from this exercise and all sorts of related mental health exercises has been that the parts of yourself that you think are wrong and broken are just not being seen with enough compassion, I feel. And meditation and this COVID-19 and this quarantine and isolation has really given me a platform to explore that within myself, as uncomfortable
Wow.
and as scary as it is. But at the other side of it is immense gratitude.
John, thank you so much. I particularly love your comment about as it gets more quiet on the outside, there are things that start to come up. And I believe this is the power of meditation, is that if I can just make myself still, the second stage is I can begin to honor whatever's the recording sitting in me that maybe I've not really taken the time to address. But in the stillness, I'm able to find the right thoughts, the right answers, or maybe address it with the right questions, and to be able to really tap into that and make myself a little bit more stronger so that I can make my present life that more effective and really have the faith and the conviction out of this COVID-19 that we are guaranteeing this to ourselves. We're going to live a better life than we were living it before it. So thank you so very much. So much. I appreciated your voice. I would like to talk to maybe Aditi, Antoni, Marie Flo.
So one of the things that I really experienced during meditation is I get to dive deeper into who I am, like what was said before and what was said in the meditation. Who I am. I feel and I really experience that I am an energy. And when I strip away of all my physical labels, that I am a sister, I am an aunt, I am a student, I am a female, I can really tap into the now, because that's who I am. I'm not playing a role of anybody. I am just being me. And so that has been a very profound experience for me in meditation. And during this COVID-19, it has done two things for me. First of all, it has deepened my meditation experience, especially the morning meditations. I get to wake up early, sleep early, and have a beautiful experience in the morning.
It's beautiful.
And that really sets a tone for the entire day, and I'm super energized. When sometimes I am hyperactive, I do meditation to ground myself again. But I get a lot
can't
of
imagine you being hyperactive. You look so cool and calm.
Yes, now I am.
Oh,
But the
thank you
second
so
thing
much.
is it helps me to mobilize my energy a lot. I can get a lot of things done. I'm cooking and baking a lot these days. That has been good.
That's good. Well, hopefully you can mail me some of your baking items.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Aditi, for joining our Zoom experiment.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Next we have Craig. Craig's going to come up and share with us about brain waves and the scientific proof of how meditation and our thoughts do have an impact on the way we feel, but also how we can progress in life, but also how this brain wave mechanics can perhaps be a tool to help you to also transcend any aspect of fear. So could we get Craig on, please? Is Craig there?
Yes. Hi, Sister Jenna. I have been a long time meditator, and a while back I got this device that you see me wearing right now called the Muse headband. It is an EEG meditation device that comes with an application, but I use an additional application which you can see running right here.
Let me see. Hold a second. Let me see it.
Can you see it's this display right here?
Okay, so is that a separate mechanic?
It
Like
is.
a separate
It is
box?
it is an application that talks to the Muse headband, and it shows actively my brain waves right now. It shows the alpha, beta, delta, gamma, and theta brain waves live while I'm sitting here.
And how are you doing?
Pretty normal right now. And I'm part of a Facebook group called the Heart Mind Alchemy Project, which is a group of us that are exploring human consciousness at the intersection of neuroscience, various contemplative practices of meditation and emerging technology. What's really cool about this is the ability to record our brain waves during meditation sessions is leading us to experiences and new research opportunities that is just amazing to be on the ground floor of this science meets meditation. It's brand new. By recording our brain waves, we're able to compare them over time, and sharing them within the group, we can see how they change through our practice.
Wow.
We can find out that as we grow in our practice, the strength of our alpha and theta brain waves increase through regular practice.
So for people who don't know what alpha is, could you explain, Craig?
Well, alpha brain waves are normal. That's the most dominant brain wave that we have just when with an active mind. As we grow in meditation practices, our alpha brain waves become stronger. Now, our theta brain waves is that's down at a spiritual level and at a sleeping, dreaming level. Whenever you increase your theta brain waves during meditation, that actually shows that you're entering deeper states of meditation. There are times whenever you can go so deep into a meditation that you lose track of time and place, and you just completely lose track of where you are.
Kind of like how we're feeling now.
Yes. Whenever when you do that, your delta waves will spike over alpha, and you can actually show that, I say that my meditation was so deep that I lost track of space and time, and I can actually show through my brainwave chart that indeed my delta waves peaked so high. We also have meditators whose gamma waves will spike so high that they're almost off the chart, and this correlates to them entering bliss states of meditation.
Wonderful.
And we've had group meditations where they've done this, and we can just watch them and see that they don't even want to come back from those meditations. You can just see how wonderful and at peace they are. The ability to meditate just takes away those fears. Whenever you become comfortable looking inward and are comfortable with that person within, you're able to face almost whatever life throws at you.
Right.
And the ability to actually see your brain waves after a while as an additional step, like we do in the group that we're in, adds an additional dimension to that. And it's a fascinating subject. We have neuroscientists and seasoned meditators and life coaches in our group, and all these people gather together to share the information that we find.
Oh, that's wonderful, Craig. Thanks for sharing that rich information.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, my great-grand-aunt, Dadi Janki, she passed away on March 27th of this year. The University of Texas had done a research on her brain, and she was declared the most powerful mind in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, because they did that. They were just starting back in those days. What is it, about maybe 25 years ago? I think it was about 25 years ago. If you look it up, you'll just Google Dadi Janki, most powerful mind in the world. You'll see the research that was done. That's my great-grand-aunt.
Nice.
So I believe in that.
When you say look into your heart and find love and joy and push that love and joy out to the world around us, we should be able to see gamma brain waves increase, because they increase whenever we do love, joy, and compassion to the world.
Yes. Thank you so much, Craig. Great information, really very helpful. Thanks so much. If after this pandemic, we go back out there in the world, when the state that we were in before this, it's not going to be a good thing. Lock down a few people for 2 or 3 months and then send them out there. I mentioned in the show the other day, when an astronaut goes to the moon or goes up into the space, they prepare for that trip. And when they come back after being in space for 6 months or a year, they just don't rush back out in the world. Similarly to when someone who's been incarcerated for a long period of time, they don't just send them back out there, they put them in a halfway house for a while so that they can start to gradually adjust back to the society. So what have we been going through? What have our brain waves, our alpha waves, what has the soul been going through for these 2-3 months in lockdown? That now when we move out, can we be a little bit more blissful? Can we be a little bit more peaceful? I want to bring on Doc Phineas Swami Castle, who's got a very unique story, and he's going to be a part of our whole Zoo meditation production and project to see how much we can really learn about ourselves so that we can rise up during this particular COVID pandemic. Doc, look at you. Om Shanti and welcome.
Thank you, Sister Jenna. So lovely to be with you. I so admire you, and I think it's wonderful we could be together at this important time when so many people are searching for guidance. So
yes,
happy to be here.
Doc, tell us a little bit about how you're coping with the pandemic.
Well, I have come to the conclusion that the COVID-19 is quite a guru. It's quite a teacher. And I think one of the most wonderful things about this, and I realize that this is a very sad and trying and challenging time for many people, but for myself, being so busy, I'm on 6 TV shows, 4 new movies. I also perform on the Strip in Alice in Wonderland and still teach yoga at my 2 yoga centers at Caesar's Palace and at the Waldorf Astoria. So my life was frantic before this. And here I'm a Swami. And suddenly, bam, my last show was on February the 25th. So it has been a wonderful experience in a lot of ways, in that I finally have some time to really focus on my sadhana.
So you've been out of basically physically running all around since February 16th. And during this particular period, now, aren't you the yoga teacher for Elton John as well?
Yes, for many famous celebrities. You know, I was the first person to really bring yoga to Las Vegas as an amenity that you might have in a hotel spa. And so I came in here 20 years ago with that idea, having come from India. And I, was initiated by the great Indian female saint, Sri Anandamoyi Ma, and trained at the Shivananda Ghat in Rishikesh in the Himalayas, and 25 trips to India since 1967. So a long, long journey, 50 years of teaching yoga and also having a PhD. So I also teach in Indian studies at the university.
What a fantastic story, Doc. Tell me a little bit about what your interpretation of meditation is.
So meditation is Chitta Vritti Nirodha. If we look at it technically from Sanskrit, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And what that means is that the mind likes to make these vrittis. We often say, like, the mind has a windshield and the windshield wipers are cleaning up the mud. And the mud on the windshield, when you want to focus on something, is, I don't like this, I should be doing that, I forgot to do the dishes, I should be downstairs doing the laundry. And it's impossible in this time of Kali Yuga to really focus on one thing, to have ahamkara, one consciousness of mind with all of these vrittis. So Chitta Vritti Nirodha means the cessation of the vrittis in the mind. And that being said, if you're doing meditation properly, you keep taking away layers like on an onion skin. One layer, one more layer, one more layer, And just like in our opening meditation, which was so fantastic, you take away religion, you take away gender, you take away what you have to do at 5 o'clock today, right? You take away the fact that you don't have groceries. You take away the fact that you're terrified you just went shopping at Walmart, right? And that you've got to clean yourself and wash your hands. And all of these vrittis are going on in the mind, and it's so hard for people to meditate.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? How do we sink down? Can we give people something today they can walk away with that, wow, this came from a yoga master from the Himalayas, and this is how he does it. So should I give a treasure away?
Please, why not?
So my feeling from my teacher, Anandamoy Ma, was this. She said that we can use sometimes a mantra to cause that to cease. And the mantra does not have to be a big, long mantra like Gayatri Mantram or any of these, the Hanuman Chalisa. Or we have many, many great mantras that some yogis use. But Ma said, look, I'm your spiritual mother. Just use Ma. So that's a big Bindi seed mantra that you're appealing to the Divine Mother, and you just say, Ma, every time you think about doing the dishes, running down to do the laundry. Ma, just take me on. Cry out to the Divine Mother.
Okay, everybody on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube, ready? After 3.
Here
1,
we go.
2, 3. Love it.
Did it feel good? That
Of
was
course.
the first word out of most of our mouths when we took our first breath, right? Is Ma. And we live our lives, and then the last thing we will do is exhale. So the first thing we did when we came to life was inhale. Mama. Here I am. I'm alive again. I have a life. How wonderful. And when we leave this world, hopefully we're peaceful and we say, Ma, thank you in my last breath for such a wonderful, valuable experience like life. The most important thing to do with your life is yoga means get connected. It comes from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to yoke, tie, connect yourself to your higher power. So the reason for this life, we come here to try to get connected. It's like a bus stop. We're waiting for that glory train to take us on to more adventure. But while you're here, get connected.
I love that.
If we can get connected and even just have one thing we can say, like Ma, thank you, Ma, for my life. Ma, protect me. Ma, I have to go shopping now. Can you put a golden light?
Doc, you're so funny.
And I can't believe it's come to this, but yes, there's a lot of anxiety just to go to a grocery store now. And it should not be that way. We should be able to be wise, be sensible, wear your mask, wear your gloves, whatever makes you feel safe. But take at least Ma's name. And you Brahma Kumaris, I have admired you for years, and I know you know the power of Ma, right? So I have a special gift for you. And I just wanted to see who I'm meditating with. There she is.
Is that Ma? Who's that?
That is Ma.
Oh, hello, Ma.
So she's here in our temple, listening and live song. And
I can feel the blessings. Thank you so much.
And that is her real Vyasana from India that she sat on her life up to 87 years.
Wow.
And so I just wanted to share a little Ma. I'm going to bring you in real close so everybody out there can see a little bit of Ma today.
Oh, thank you for the blessing. It's wonderful.
are welcome.
Dr. Phineas, thank you so much for joining us today
My
and sharing your
pleasure.
warmth and your joy and your love. I can't wait for us to continue to do some more work together in the future.
I look forward to that so much, and thank you for helping us through this time period with the great teacher that we have, which is this pandemic. And I think he's teaching us, or she's teaching us, to get back on track, get back on your spiritual path.
Yes.
And don't get distracted from all the things of life. It's so easy to do, and I'm so happy to be here with you and to have this time that we can actually meditate without running from thing to thing. That this is a real gift. When we look at it from that perspective, I think this is something that can help us all. So namaste, everybody. Om
Namaste
Shanti.
to you. Om
Thank
Shanti.
you,
And thanks for bringing Ma into our Zoom production. Absolutely perfect.
It's Ma's pleasure. She just
Thanks
had
so
to
much.
come today. Jai
Perfect.
Ma. Namaste.
Wow, everyone. I hope this discussion and this time together has touched you, moved you, inspired you, have given you some insights on how to remember yourself, how to connect to the self as the living being that you are, the soul, the light, the energy of divinity, and to have an intimate, deep relationship with God, the Supreme. It's a time. It's a time for us to turn our attention inwards and begin to really sense the power that sits in you, and to begin to plug those areas where you might be draining all of your power and all of your capacity. Our time to meditate, even if it's on Zoom, to find each other in a little box, there's nothing more amazing than these times. Even in a Zoom box, we just might find ourselves. So let this be an opportunity. Let this particular period that we're going through in the world a chance to become the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. Take care, and Om Shanti. Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb. But much deeper than that, love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear, but greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher, and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love.
That was beautiful. I love that.
Wasn't it innocent? Just very natural?
It was innocent, inspiring, moving, funny, informative.
That's my sense of humor. That's my sense.
Excellent. Well, we thank you for creating that, and we look forward to more Zoom projects, because that was extraordinary. And just, it was just a gift for right now during these difficult times to have something that's heartwarming, inspiring, as we call it, inspiring and activating. It's like, oh, I can do that. That's something that I can do to make me feel better. I can relate to that.
Exactly. That was one of the things, Heather, that I wanted to convey in this, is that, we're stuck at home. We're not quite sure what's going on anymore. But what are some of your skills that perhaps are just sitting in you, like what Dwayne Dyer had said a long time ago? What's your song in you? Your song is still in you. And I feel that a lot of our skills are still inside of us. Now, I know this is not going to win any big Emmy or anything. That's not why I did it. I did it because here we were at home, and folks were coming on Zoom that I had never met before from all around the country. And I was learning from their words, or even just from their presence. But I was so struck by the fact that these strangers came into our Zoom space to ask me to teach them how to meditate, or to share what meditation meant to them. And I said, that's so interesting that we're in such a time, Heather, that I can try to find myself in a little box with a bunch of strangers. It struck me, and I just wanted to capture that in a little production.
Thank you. It is amazing what these times have brought forth. So, and on that note, what's coming next? What other projects that we can look
Well,
forward?
we're now in the process of, so now everyone, with everything in life, when you start anything, you are going to grow. So from the first little production, you learn things, and you're developing your skills, you're understanding things more, you're meeting more people, individuals with more experience are going to come to you, and then the ripple effect takes place. So now our next project that we're working on is the largest Diwali dance production on Zoom.
Excellent. Well, we have a place to premiere it when you're ready.
I got it. You got it. So we're in the process of the research about how universal the celebration of Diwali is, or the festival of Diwali is. And then we want to just get people from all over the world to do this Diwali dance and see how that comes together. So again, what are some of the things that we can capture with these gadgets that we have now in our hands? And please, no pun intended, for all you selfie kings and queens, instead of just doing all of this all the time, just see how you can share a story that can just make humanity feel just a little bit better. Just a little bit better. Kind of sometimes step out of your I, me, and mine and go into us or we, and just see how your world can change and become more colorful and more creative. And you definitely won't be bored at home, that's for sure.
Well, thank you so much for all that you've done for me in changing my life, and in changing and impacting the people watching us today and those people who know you. And this was delightful. And when you do the next movie, let us know, because we have a stage and we would love to dance and participate, whether it be on stage or Zoom or whatever we can do. So thank you, Sister Jenna, so much for joining us. And thank you, folks. We wish you a wonderful evening. May you go home safe, or may you be home safe and have a lovely evening. And we look forward to seeing you next time at the United Palace of Spiritual Arts.